Now to more serious matters and what the 49ers fans will hope will be a big bounce back for their team after a disappointing loss on Christmas Day. The Niners will head to the nation's capital to face the Washington Commanders this Sunday. Joining us this morning for what Brock Purdy and the team needs to do on the field, we welcome back to the Nine, Steph Sanchez, host of 49 Carats podcast. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Of course, talk about pressure. The Niners need to win this game, then the final game of the season against the Rams to clinch the #1 seed in the NFC playoffs. Is that pressure going to help or hurt them?
I think after this loss, it kind of helped them to refocus a little bit and remember what's important. And that's about focusing on the task at hand, just winning the game in front of you, right? So they got to win 2 important games against the Commanders and then the surging Rams. That one's going to be interesting as well. But I think they're up to the task.
Tell me, Brock Purdy has a specific job here after, bobbling a bit on Sunday. What do you think is his mindset going into this? And is he going to be doing anything different?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear that, Brock has the mental fortitude to get his head back in the game into focus for this week. And like I said, I feel like this loss maybe was good for him. Maybe the MVP conversation was getting into his head a little bit. He admitted that, in the hype of this game, how big it was, that kind of distracted him a little bit. So I think Monday night's game served as a learning experience for him.
A lot of eyes on Chase Young also. He's been with the Niners for 2 months now. He's going to face his former team, the Commanders, on the field where he spent his first 3+ NFL seasons. This is sort of like after you get let go from a TV news station, you get to go back and walk in there, with everything under your belt. I mean, that might be a good feeling for him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any bad blood between Chase Young and the Commanders. But the 49ers are going to need a big game from him, and as well as this defensive line. They're dealing with some injuries to the rookie safety, Jair Brown, Eric Armstead as well. So they're going to need to step up in this game.
Niners are favored to win. And I think it's interesting how sometimes that can be not beneficial to know. You talked about how there's a little bit of an adjustment after Sunday's game, and people like to, come back hard after a bit of a failure. So what do you think it means that they're going in favored to win?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's something that they aren't used to. They're favored in almost every game, and for good reason. I think the talent gap is so large between the 49ers and most teams, and, they have no excuse to make this one interesting. So I think it's up to them to tear down the Commanders' will, get points early and get into an early lead. Don't put pressure on your defense and deal with the injuries. Get out of this game healthy.
Take it one day at a time. Always good talking with you, Steph Sanchez. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, she's the host of the 49 Carats podcast. A reminder to us all, we can watch that game together here at 10 o'clock Sunday morning on KTVU.